The Jazz, the Lakers, the Timberwolves. It's a massive trade. Who won? Where's everyone going? Let's talk about it. It's the Hoopsner Show. All right, guys, before we get into this, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com or go to the Prize Picks app. Use promo code HoopsNerd when you sign up, and they will match up to $100 if you sign up. It supports the channel. It supports me. But anyways, if you go to Prize Picks, use promo code HoopsNerd. If you want to put down a prop of $5, they will match $5 for you. That's $100 of free money. Go use it at Prize Picks. Use promo code HoopsNerd. All right, guys, the Lakers just finally made the trade that all Lakers fans were asking for. They are now receiving 3 solid rotation players to surround LeBron James, who just broke the all-time scoring record. If you're a Lakers fan, you've had a good couple of days. I know they didn't win the game with LeBron, but you did get to watch a really cool thing watching him break the record. Now they get D'Angelo Russell from Minnesota, Malik Beasley from the Utah Jazz, and Jared Vanderbilt from the Jazz. Earlier in the day, we had gotten a report from Woj and Shams and everyone else that the Jazz were sending, I believe it was just Malik Beasley, and that they were discussing more what they were going to send. And at that time, Minnesota did not want to make the move to send D'Angelo Russell to the Lakers because they wanted pick compensation. So later in the day, we get the updated trade, and they ended up bringing in Jared Vanderbilt as well. And the Jazz send 2 second-round picks to Minnesota to make the trade work. But let's just cover it for each team, who gets what. So in this one, we already mentioned it. The Lakers get D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, and they get addition by subtraction by losing Russell Westbrook. There may be commenters that have an opinion on that. Down below, let me know. But they just upgraded at 3 rotation spots. And that's got to be what LeBron James is. He's got to be happy about it. You have D'Angelo Russell, who for the last 2 months has been putting up, 50, 40, 90 type stuff. Just incredible shooting. And he knows the Lakers. He's going to come in and he knows at least the situation. And LeBron James, one of the greatest players of all time, if not, is going to set him up to succeed. You also bring in Malik Beasley, one of the most underrated shooters in the league. There's different types of shooters, guys. There's guys that can do spot-up threes. There's guys that can do everything, like Steph Curry, where you pull up and spot-up threes and shooting and movement. Malik Beasley is obviously not Steph Curry, but the guy is a talented shooter. He can shoot off the move. He can pull up shoot. He can even create his own shot at times a little bit. And obviously, he's a spot-up shooter. And you put Malik Beasley with LeBron James, and he is going to be knocking down threes, and Laker fans are going to love it. And then finally, they get Jared Vanderbilt, who is a versatile switching defender. He's not an elite rim protector, but he is a switchable defender who can go out. He passes the ball really well. The way I would describe Jared Vanderbilt is kind of like a Ben Simmons, where he doesn't have the greatest touch around the rim. So, offensively, what he's doing for you is he's passing the ball. He will get you on any night anywhere from like 2 to 8 assists. Because he moves the ball. He's a good passer. He actually handles the ball well. So you'll be surprised with Jared Vanderbilt how he'll drive to the hoop and kick out to a shooter. That's something he can actually do. He actually provides a tiny bit of playmaking for this Lakers team, which should help out a little bit. And then he's just a versatile defender. He can guard basically 1 through 4. He can guard guards, he can guard wings, and he can switch, and he's long, and he plays really hard. So it's a nice pickup for the Lakers, who now are going to win a lot more games because they're going to improve on their offense, which was just not doing great. Shooting around LeBron, which we know what that can do, and then an improved defensive presence with Jared Vanderbilt. So it's just a nice, upgrades at multiple positions for the Lakers. For the Jazz, they get Russell Westbrook. He is going to be waived immediately. They also get Juan Toscano-Anderson, Damian Jones, but those are filler players. But they do get a 2027 protected first-round pick. Now, it's lightly protected. It's 1 through 4. We'll see what happens. Apparently, if that pick does not convey, if somehow the Lakers don't play well that year, it goes into the bottom 4, it actually conveys into a second-round pick. So that's a little scary for the Jazz, but it is a nice pick. And I know Jazz fans are probably thinking, oh, we could have got something more. We should have got something more. I would just say that if you are expecting more for these players, I don't think it was out there. Because we got reports from Tony Jones that the Jazz were calling multiple teams. And we had been hearing rumors for weeks, if not months. The Jazz were doing work to get the best they could. And so to get a pick like this that will likely be post-LeBron, this is in 4 years. Yes, it's top 4 protected, but are the Lakers really going to try to tank for a top 4 pick in the draft? Likely not. To do that, a team has to be all in on a tank. You have to be putrid to be that bad. And I just don't see Jeannie Buss and the Lakers wanting to be that bad. Basically, this pick is very similar to what the Orlando Magic got from Chicago with their 2 picks that they got for Vucevic. Very similar. And, top 4 pick is not going to convey for the Chicago Bulls this year. So Orlando will get that pick. It's a very similar pick to what the Jazz are getting now. Very good pick. Because, the Lakers might be really bad that year, but I don't know if they'll be bad enough to be top 4. It'll be post-LeBron. But they're the Lakers. Other players are going to want to go there. And it doesn't mean the end of Anthony Davis either. I assume Anthony Davis will still be playing for the Lakers, as injury-prone as he is. So that will be interesting to see. So basically, this also allows the Jazz to just jump in the draft. Right now, the Jazz are at 28 losses. They are 5 losses out of the 5 spot in the lottery. After tonight's loss in tonight's game, you can bet the Jazz are going to be probably a bottom 6-7 team and get a top 6-7 pick. That's part of the trade. You can't. Here's the thing: if Jazz fans will complain about how much they could have got for these guys, well, it wasn't out there. 1, and 2, you either get a good pick and player in this draft, or you fizzle out in the play-in in this draft and get a bad player in the draft, and you don't really get anyone good in this draft because you've got 3 late first-round picks then. You can't have both. You don't get a good player in this draft while also always just trading for, equal value or better in terms of players. If you want to get a good pick in this draft to pair with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler, you have to be bad. That's the name. Now, you may agree with it. You may disagree with that, and that's fine. Let me know in the comments what you think. But you can't have it both ways. You have to make a decision, and obviously that's the decision Danny wanted to make. Finally, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they get some second-round picks out of this, and they receive Mike Conley and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Mike Conley has been awesome for the Jazz this year, and he will help with Rudy Gobert in Minnesota. He will help provide leadership for that team, a calming presence, someone who averages like 8 assists a night when he's playing well and healthy. I don't know what his average is for the season, but typically you're getting between 6 and 10 assists from Mike Conley every night. And he does it in like 25 to 30 minutes. And he obviously is familiar with Rudy Gobert, so he's going to go play with Rudy Gobert. And they're going to win more games. They're going to make the playoffs with this trade. Because I think even though the shooting from D'Angelo Russell, which is really good, you get good shooting from Mike Conley, but then you also get much better playmaking, you get better decisions, you get a veteran presence, and you get a guy that just is a good teammate. It will help that locker room, which is a locker room that's had some issues this year. And obviously, he's familiar with Rudy Gobert. Maybe you get more out of Rudy Gobert by making this trade. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is quietly a pretty good player, and will provide another not a veteran, but more of a rotation player that can actually play. And he's improved with the Jazz this year. His 3-point shot has gotten much better. So he's someone that they could actually bring and develop and play with Rudy Gobert, also familiar with Rudy Gobert. So, guys, let me know what you think of the trade. Who won the trade? Who got worse? Who got better? Is it the right thing to do for each team? I don't know. Let me know. I'll talk to you next time.